The Tangent Egg podcast is aimed at a mature audience. It contains themes that are not appropriate for all listeners. It's important to note that we are not experts. We routinely have no idea what we're talking about and are just three idiots sitting around a table. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to Tangent Egg. I'm Seth, and as always, I'm here with Johndoe and Swoosh.
Hi.
Hello.
So, first up, we're just going to do a quick little spot because we feel like we do need to acknowledge it because it is probably the biggest news that's going on right now, and that is the overturning of Roe v. Wade. Now, we are not really going to talk about it because as three white guys living in Australia, we don't know nearly enough about this to really comment on it. But we do, as a group, feel that the overturning of this is a mistake and should not have happened.
A horrible mistake. It is dumb.
Yes. And that's basically our stance on it, and we're not going to get any more into it. Like I said, I don't think we're particularly qualified to say much about it. So,
we're qualified to talk on bullshit, not this.
Yeah. That's serious talk, not for
100%.
us.
So, that's all we've got to say about it, but yes, we do think it has been a quantifiable mistake. Moving on to topics we're a little more qualified to talk about. So Diablo decided it wanted to suck even harder.
Which I didn't think was possible. Like, did someone hand them a shovel and just keep going? If you hit bedrock, try. Just go hard.
You see, they took that shovel and said, how do we use this to dig dollars?
No, dig
and
up.
And then they
stupid.
progressed.
So basically what they've done is the whole economy is based around these legendary gems which you suck it into items. Now, there's a hidden mechanic attached to these gems, where if you put a 5-star gem into a fully leveled up 5-star gem into a rank 6 or better piece of gear, you can then go to the cash shop, purchase an item which will allow you to awaken the gem, which allows you to socket 5 more into the socket.
And let me guess, you can only buy this with real world monies.
Absolutely.
Their fun buck money is all you can use. So you don't just even
tokens.
get to use real world money.
Yeah.
And again, it's an even $1,000 of fun dollars. So it's 1,000 credits of fun dollars. So that even if you do purchase a pack to get that, you're going to have a few little credits left over, which, I'm so close to getting something else. Why don't I just get this one over here? Oh, fuck, if I had a little more, I'd buy another one. And
honestly, I think we need to start doing, bingo, essentially, for these kinds of fucking bullshit coming from the big studios. Just a bingo board of, microtransactions and just that kind of stuff. I might make the board and just start playing it now, because I'm going to get more enjoyment out of that than the actual game. Might as well get something out of it.
Well, I just can't believe that a game so chock full of scummy mechanics found a way to cram in another one.
They're pioneering new scummy mechanics to cram in. That's the problem.
Absolutely. And worryingly, it's likely to be the new norm for it all. But it's very similar to their tokens of getting better loot drops in the game world, but say, here, put 3 in, and suddenly, now you can put 10 in and you'll get better shit. Except this, you can only have to spend an arseload more money just to even look at it and say, oh fuck, now you can spend an arseload more money.
I want to hear them try and fucking justify it, to be honest. I want someone to actually try and explain the reasoning behind this. And all I can imagine
can give you the
out,
exact explanation. It's called cha-ching.
Yeah. But it's going to be why did you guys do this? Go big or go home? I don't know.
Yeah.
If we're gonna suck,
people, we just want the
king of
whales and dollars. That's all we want out of this.
The fact that is a thing that a lot of games market to, the whales, and it's we learned about this crap, and it's just back then it was a new thing. It's that's scummy, but okay. And then it became the norm because no one stopped it, and guaranteed all the fanboys will still get this game, and it will continue. And
well, at this rate, all they need is half a dozen whales, and they're going to finance the next 3 games without a worry in the fucking world.
Yeah.
So it's currently with this new system, it's looking to be closer to around $550,000 to not max level, because we don't know if there's an additional mechanic beyond this point, but to get to the top of this point.
No. What's going to happen is once you reach max level, then you get that little notification just saying, "Would you like to buy more levels?"
Yeah, well, or it'll end up being that this whole set is just a single socket. You need to do the whole thing 5 more times to reach the next cap. Well, no, the next one there'll be 5 of them, and you'll need to spend it all again to get the next one. And then
they'll bring in seasons. And at that point, it's course. Your character is gone now. But if you pay us a shit ton of money, your character will transfer to the next.
A seasonal boost. You can only level this up for 3 months, and then you lose it all and start from scratch again. But by the next season.
God, we're giving them ideas.
They've already got
copyright them, so they can't do them.
Yeah. They've already got the cha-ching shovel. They already found every idea there is.
Yeah.
They've just got a bunch of poor people in a room, like, make more ways to siphon money from people. But sir, we're hungry. No! More things.
They're not players and customers, they're pinatas to be beaten with a cha-ching shovel until they pay out, and that's it.
Sadly, that is the feeling I'm getting from the gaming industry at the moment, and it's kind of sad.
Fucking oath.
It's just, we are just hit them hard enough, they'll just drop currency. It's fine. We want their loot. We are the fucking mobs that they're grinding at this point, which is annoying as fuck. But I don't drop good loot.
God, that's depressing.
I
only drop commons and a few coppers. It's not great.
I thought Genshin Impact was bad, for everything, and this has just made it so much more depressing.
Well, probably every time we get one of them...
The thing about Genshin Impact, though...
Yeah, go on.
The thing is, I played Genshin Impact for a while. It's really upfront about its monetization. It doesn't hide it. There's not like, oh, I have to have already invested heavily in this thing and to peel back new layers of scummy. Genshin Impact starts out and goes, look, the only way to get characters is through random pack drops. This is it. That's it. It's the only way you can have them. It doesn't hide what it is.
See, Genshin Impact is just a thing, which is, but then you look at the onion layer that is, Diablo. It's just, we peel back another layer. It's fine. We will eventually get to a usable onion. No, there's more scum. Okay.
And every time you pull another layer of that onion back, you're crying even more.
Yeah.
You've dropped that onion in the dirt, and you go to scrape the scum off, and you peel back a layer, and you're crying from that, and the dirt's gone all the way through, so there's another layer of scum you have to wipe off to peel out.
But you're holding out hope that right at the core of it, there might be something.
But there isn't. There is just festering, crying onion.
Yeah.
I am more worried about what's going to happen with D4.
Oh, yeah. This is not a positive outlook for Diablo 4. This is just setting a stage.
I'm guaranteeing Diablo 4 is going to be a mobile game.
No, it's they're doing the the MMO Lite.
Oh god, no!
Where you have instance dungeons, but the overworld is multiplayer.
I'm waiting for him to just god damn everything about
I know it hurts just to think about.
I hate people. I don't want them sharing my game world.
Yeah. Oh, they can't just share the game world. They can come and kill you.
Yeah, and they can take my fucking loot, or do what they did in WoW and monopolize mining points, or anything that's useful for grinding or getting fucking.
We don't know to the extent that it infests the whole setup. Only that they've stated that the overworld will have a multiplayer component. And it's not an invite multiplayer component. It's not like me, you, and Johndoe can team up. It's rando multiplayer component.
At this point, I can't take anything at face value from them. I used to be maybe they'll do something good. I've lost all faith in them at this point. I hope they fail. They won't, but I hope.
It's really hard to root for Act Blizz at this point.
Well, the problem is like...
Oh, believe me, they're rooting themselves.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
After all the shit that's gone through, and now they're not helping themselves any bit. But it's things like with Genshin Impact, that set the new standard. And now, because that happened, and they were pretty,
No, Genshin was just following, like, the gacha game is, like, wicked popular in Japan.
Oh, yeah.
No, it always has been.
Genshin Impact is just another game within that system. There are way more egregious games that exist that use it that are popular in Asian countries.
Yeah. But it's like, once
Oh,
the
sorry.
standard
I mean,
is
like,
set-
I guess you could argue it's the same as, like, Overwatch. Overwatch didn't make loot boxes, but it is the one that got them popular.
Yeah, pretty much. And like, that's the thing. It made these things popular and set a social norm of what people were willing to put up with. And now
Yes.
that takes the next step. Because someone's always like, oh, if we just push this a bit further, they'll be on with it. But Blizzard's just gone, you know what? Fuck that. Just next mile. Go, run, sprint past the line, keep going.
I'm a little worried there isn't the same blowback that there was with Battlefront 2 from EA. Because they got absolutely roasted with their friggin' battle packs. Like, they got chewed and dragged through the coals. And this doesn't seem to
Didn't they try and take on
have...
a country?
What's that?
Sorry?
Didn't they try... No, who was the mob that tried to call Germany's bluff?
EA.
Oh, it was EA. Yeah. It's like, oh, loot boxes? Pfft, you and your commission. It's like, oh, wait, that's the government. Oh, God, no.
EA's the ones that tried to call them surprise mechanics.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes,
And
that's right.
even in this, the surprise mechanics is just... It's still a loot box. You just get, like, 5 to 10 minutes of gameplay before you get the loot. That's how they're getting around the loot box law. But the game has still been
Except it
banned in
isn't.
half a dozen fucking countries.
Yeah.
Yep. For the loot box law.
Yeah,
See,
exactly.
the surprise is that they're still in business. That's what it is. Oh, God,
I absolutely love all of the locking lock. I want to say lockdown, but like countries being like, fuck loot boxes, we're not taking this shit.
Oh, yeah. The embargo.
If only more countries would fucking do it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know.
Like,
really
I'd
want
be
more
happy
countries.
if they did it here in Australia. Just fuck loot boxes off.
absolutely.
Just say, buy this
Completely.
thing and be done with it. Not just, you've got a chance at winning this one thing. Spend more dollars.
I'm kind of waiting for one country somewhere to try and stop microtransactions from being a thing. Just someone to win against.
I don't
that.
think you're gonna get that over the line.
I want someone to try. That's the thing. Just someone to go, you know what? We'll give it a shot.
The easiest way for him to go around that would be to go through, say, the iOS App Store or the Play Store and prevent third-party currencies being bought there.
Yeah.
They have to use real-world dollars.
Yeah, if you were trying to get rid of one mechanic currently out of scummy games, I would take away premium currencies before I take away loot boxes.
Fucking oath.
Yeah, absolutely.
Premium currencies obfuscate actual costs.
Yeah.
And they're bullshit.
1,000 fun bucks you don't even think of as, well, that's $30. Like,
Well, particularly because the games usually pony up a little bit.
yeah.
The first taste is free.
Yeah.
So they usually give you a little bit of fun bucks, so it doesn't feel like the fun bucks cost that much. And yeah, no, they do. They ruin lives.
I mean, and the fact that they are quite terrifyingly aimed at kids in some cases. It's like, just, no. It's bad.
Yeah.
Don't
Make it so easy to spend said money.
Oh, yeah. What you only have to... It's only one warning, I think, at the start of anything. And then
Yeah,
after
the
that...
first purchase.
First purchase, they're in the one warns.
And that's assuming you don't have something like PayPal or something linked.
Yeah.
And that makes it even quicker and easier.
The one tap buy, just blip, gone. Blip, gone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm already having that issue with
God.
Audible. But, Just go to... Would you like the next one? Yes.
I have officially started this month's book.
Oh, good.
Excellent.
I'm going to have to reread the
re-listen to
I
this
got
month's book because I'm like a long way in before we get to reviewing it, and there is so much I want to say because goddamn, I love
I'm
this series.
towards the end of the second book, and there's things I can see are going to happen in future books, and I cannot wait. Yes, I can see where you're going.
I am like 20 minutes into the first book, so...
I'm like was it 2 hours into the sixth book.
I've
10. Absolutely just power listened to this thing. Like, if I'm doing anything, I've got an earbud in and I'm listening to this. It's like, what are you talking about? Yeah, anyway, I'm going back to this book. So I keep doing what I'm doing.
I've been doing the same with work, where it's tacking away doing things, and I realise I have been typing nonsense for the last 5 minutes. Let's go back and do things.
I dragged a full 3-inch hose for 45 minutes before I realised, fuck, I'm in a completely wrong end of this bloody winery. It's like, there's
but
a bit
you
of
were
the
really
book,
enjoying the book.
I just got the hose over the shoulder and just trudging along, and I'm looking up, where did I need this hose? Oh, shit, I'm in the wrong tanks. Turn around, go back.
Listen to another good 20 minutes of book. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, and walk straight past the bloke I'm working with and the job I'm doing. He's looking at me and go, where the fuck are you going? You just walked past me that way.
No, see, you're fine. If you walk with purpose carrying something heavy, no one ever questions you. Therefore, you could just sit there all day carrying a hose around and get paid.
Just look cranky.
Do laps.
Just look cranky, a frown on the face, and it's like, that hose is buggered. You're carrying the same hose. No, I'm not. They're all looking like this.
It's a very
different hose. I need to change the bands on
it. Every chapter you stop and change the band and then continue on.
It's dangerous. It is very fucking dangerous.
Probably like get caught in the chapter cycle. It's like, I just one more chapter and I'm good. But no.
I gotta say, it's a good start. Like I haven't had anything particularly out there happen yet, but it's like, okay, I already like these characters. I'm in. Let's go.
Yeah, and you can sort of see where the characters are going to head, and they could. Yeah, if
the American flag.
I really want to
we'll talk about it when we get around.
Yeah.
You still got at least 2 more weeks if you haven't read the book yet before we talk about it.
I'm going to end up listening to the entire series before this month is up, and then I have to go back and listen to the first book, which is going to make me want to listen to the second book again. Because whoever picks the next book for a little book club has got a big fucking ladder. Like, there is a high fucking rung.
I think it's Seth.
Damn it, Swoosh!
I did good.
This has ticked so many boxes that I listen to a lot of military sci-fi shit, and this has ticked so many boxes that I was just missing with that.
I can't wait till we get to the end of the month and we can actually just go into full detail on it. So everyone needs to read this thing, do the stuff.
Well, I mean, at the same time, one of the useful things, having had you power through that, is when we get to said review, we can detailed review the first book, because that's the one we got everyone to read.
Yeah.
But we can get a kind of series overview from Johndoe to be like, does it hold up across all 10 books?
Yes.
So, you've done a useful thing.
Thus far, yes.
See, like, the way it's going is like this, me and Seth will be like, we read the book for the month. Johndoe's in the background like, I read the entire series. It does not hold up.
I cannot guarantee I'll do that for every book, but this one, yeah. And
look, man,
what's pissing me off is the latest book to be released isn't on Audible. He's released the book, but they haven't done an audiobook version of it yet.
Oh, damn.
And I'm literally going to end up buying that book just to read it.
I mean, it's better than what they did with what happened with actually, I don't know if they fixed it yet, but I read a series of books called The Laundry Files, which are excellent. But, 2 of them just weren't available on Audible. But they weren't the last 2. They were just randomly 2 in the middle.
Oh.
But the ones before it and after them were available. It's just what the fuck happened here?
The production company contract was up there. Where to go with someone else? Oh, shit, we didn't sell as much. Let's go back.
I have no idea what happened with those 2 books. All I know is that, they were on Audible, but they weren't on Audible in Australia.
Yeah, it would be a licensing thing then. Because Australia and licensing, isn't it fun?
But it's just weird because it's 2 middle books, not end points.
I will say with this book series, I was curious, so I went through and picked up the first book on my Kindle because it was on a discount because I already had an Audible. And when they go through the character sheet in the book, in the audio book, there is an actual character sheet in the book on the Kindle. Or I'm guessing the hard copy. So you can actually look at it and go, oh shit, okay, that's what's happening. Instead of just being read out going, okay.
That's a lot of like numbers and words, and my brain no function for numbers right now. Why you do this? Or it's like going through new gear at one point.
Actually having it on the paper in front of you can actually see the things, but that's one thing.
That's how our brains are built, because we're used to looking at stat screens. It's like, and he's reading the stat screen to us. It's like,
you give me a character sheet, and it's like, oh shit, yeah, that character's fucking doing well, but here's a character sheet, I'm going to read it to you. It's like, oh,
or every time he goes through the skills.
Yeah.
Some things are
it
very
gets progressively longer.
Yeah, you can hear it in the voice actor's voice as well, where he's just like, all right.
Also, after the third book, they changed the narrator, like the bloke reading.
Fair.
And at the sixth book, they changed back to the original narrator. It took probably about half a book to get used to the new character voices. But all in all, it's not bad. I'd still highly recommend everything. Without going into it too much, because I'm really trying not to say anything about anything.
2 weeks, buddy. 2 weeks.
Yeah. We'll get into it soon.
Keep it in your pants.
I'm going to have to re-listen to it the day before we do this, when we go to review it, because, the scale.
Right, let's drag away from this before Dan eventually spills the beans and the book club gets started early. But we both played Starship Troopers.
Yes, we did.
The new RTS game. And you seemed somewhat interested in asking questions about this, Swoosh.
I would like to know more, yes, definitely. But it's one of those things, like, I love the original Starship Troopers. It was great fun. It's a wonderful movie.
And if you haven't watched Starship Troopers, you have seen the armor, because it's in so much stuff.
Oh, yeah. It was like the base armor for everything for a while.
That's just because the studio had it lying around, and it was like, oh, hey, it looks kind of future-y and combat armor. We're just going to use it for fucking everything.
Oh, yeah. It's like everything that was found on Doctor Who. It's like, well, we just pinched this from a couple of studios over. I was like, what is it? No, it's an alien now.
That looks like a pile of polypipe. No, that looks like a Zargon from fucking who knows where.
So it's the game is pitched as an RTS, although I think that's kind of stretching the terms of an RTS.
Yeah, it's not so much a base builder RTS.
I think the big thing that really kind of ruins that whole vibe, depending on whether you want to call it ruin, I actually very enjoyed it as a mechanic, is as you expand, you capture bases and things, and you get more requisition space. So you can bring in more. You can dropship in more troops. When troops die, you automatically get those requisition points back, and can just hot drop in another troop.
Yeah, or you can resupply if you have a squad of say 10 or 15 or whatever they come in. If all bar one die, you can then resupply and actually get them back to full strength. You're not just running around with a single cannon fodder. But it's almost like
very forgiving.
Yeah, it's almost like a hero unit light, it's you've got your little character units without a centralized hero unit that is the commander of everything, whereas that's what you sort of play as, and each of your little units can progress, and you do get to upgrade them in certain ways, but you can actually work them as a unit. You can a few infinite wave parts of the game where you can actually set a trap where you're like, okay, I've got this unit, I'm going to go there, fire a couple of shots, and then just click and make them run all the way back through my fucking sniper fire. And it's really good.
I just like the fact that the two armies are essentially two swarm armies, because that's humanity is a swarm army no matter what setting, and every setting's like, no, we're tech based, it's fine. It's like, no, we are a swarm. There's so many of us, and we have a short lifespan. We just throw numbers until things die. That's how we function.
They really
wave after wave, their own men.
The original movies really play up this idea that we have an almost unlimited number of bodies to throw at this bug problem, but that's what we're gonna do. Yeah. This game absolutely nails that vibe. Because of this, quick hot drop in, you automatically, the minute a unit dies, you can spend its requisition again.
Yeah.
So there was a mission I was doing where it's this big mission with a big base at the back, which you're not allowed to lose, and little smaller bases in front of it that you sort of retreat back through. but it tells you to like hold the line for a certain amount of time. I was holding the line as the enemy bugs were just attacking the base by just eternally hot dropping more squads into the hot zone. Because every time one died, it was just next one.
If there are so many bodies that can't climb over, it's fine.
It actually makes it feel like, holy fuck, like I'm actually fighting against an unstoppable force here. And like actually having to do a fighting retreat is... Though the attack move in it can be a little frustrating because you sort of want it to kill that unit and then move. But if anything gets slightly within range, they will stop until they get fucking swarmed, and that's a little frustrating. You have to keep clicking to get them to run. But
the thing I hate with that attack move is if a unit, like if an enemy unit becomes engaged with another unit, I don't understand quite how it works, but it seems like sometimes the AI will go like, this unit is attacking that unit, so these units won't attack it because it's already been engaged. But because I'm performing an attack move, they'll just keep walking into the enemy.
Yeah.
It's very odd.
I lost several units to that before I worked out, holy shit, they're only targeting one, everyone else is swarming it.
So it's like you need to like do these like little short hops with the attack move.
And they in the tutorial, they actively say that. They say, right, you're hitting the enemy, there's a slight break here, now you can only step forward that little bit and then hold your line again. And alright, now step forward again. And you're almost forced to do that for some sections of it.
But, I mean, when you do it right, it feels amazing.
Oh, yeah. Like, when you start leapfrogging troops and they're just mowing down bugs, like, god damn, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Sounds fun.
I played the, like, many, many moons ago, and I actually still think I have a box copy around here if I dug around. There was a Starship Troopers FPS, and it's not very good.
Yeah.
No,
I forgot that existed.
I mean, they like it's got 3D models in it, except for the bugs. They're all 2D, because I'm guessing that was the only way they could get enough of them on screen and not have the FPS just tank.
Yeah.
Was that
But this game,
the movie, the one that had like clips from the movie as cutscenes?
Oh yeah.
Maybe I don't remember playing enough of it because it was really buggy. Bugs aside,
I kind of missed that from certain like franchises of game, like the Red Alert stuff, like having
Command
and
Conquer,
action.
where they literally went out and like filmed scenes for a fucking video game. That was gold.
I mean, come on, the dude who plays Kane was just a dude from around the office, and now he's like one of the most iconic pieces of iconography from Command and Conquer.
I just love the fact that Tim Curry played a Soviet leader for a very long time. He's one of my favorite things ever.
The amount of times I have quoted, we must go to the only place capitalism hasn't touched, space!
Oh, I would pay good money just to
so good.
All I want is I just need to have my phone's message tone be Tim Curry yelling "comrade" because it's amazing. I don't know why.
I really like the way he says capitalism.
Yes, capitalism. Fun times. I've seen
now I want to go
recently.
play Red Alert.
I swear I've seen there's been recent games who tried to do it and just didn't have the same feel to it for some reason because they were being too serious, whereas they weren't just being cheesy and dumb because that's what you need.
Yeah,
you need to be absolutely devouring the scenery if you're going to do that sort of FMV cutscene stuff.
Yeah. Well, the scenery must be chewed.
Speaking of like Command and Conquer, they did a Dune version of Command and Conquer, which is literally they just replace the assets with Dune assets. Nice. And other than that, it's an identical game, and it's just yellow sand scenery. So, but it is fucking amazing, especially when you compare it to the recent release Dune. I haven't enjoyed that much at all, but the old Command and Conquer style, brilliant.
Have they done a
just cut copy Command and Conquer game with Dune assets?
Nice.
Sorry, what was that, Swoosh?
Have they done a new Dune game yet?
Yes. It's a 4X fucking game.
Kind of?
Yeah.
Like, they didn't commit either way. Like, it's kind of RTS, kind of 4X. It's very weird. I didn't play it. I've seen some videos of it played, and I was like, I'm not feeling that.
I used the old Steam refund on it. I played the 2 hours, and then hoiked it off again. It's like, that's enough for me.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah. That one did not spark joy.
For the massive games I've got in my back catalogue, I always sort of thought, I'll just leave it back there and one day they'll patch it and I'll enjoy it more. Nah. That wasn't worth the wait.
Fair.
Well, I think we need to transition into what is going to be a bit of a spoiler section this week, because we've got a few things we want to talk about. And the first one is, these two chuckle fucks have seen the new Jurassic Park.
Yeah! Dinosaurs! It was good. Yeah. Like, it's got so many dumb things. Like, I went in with zero expectations, and I was not disappointed.
I had zero expectations, but spoiler alert, dinosaurs cause trouble.
They do. Thunk it. My favorite thing is that there's an underground market for dinos, which I love that idea.
Oh, the whole black market.
Yeah. There's a point where they're in a black market, and two, like, allosaurs get let out and just start murdering people. Meanwhile, Chris Pratt's fighting, like, bare fist fighting a guy. And there's people, like, yelling and watching that, like, you know, throwing money because they think it's a fight. Meanwhile, 10 meters away, there's giant T-Rex-like things munching people, and no one's paying attention to it. Like, just typical Thursday.
The blokes are on fire. They're just getting thrown around and eaten by these giant fucking dinosaurs, and there's 20 blokes standing around. Hey, hit him, throw fucking dollars. Hey,
yeah, punch him hard. Like, oh, I'm fine. It's like, this
zero
is just
fucks
a typical
given
Thursday.
To the danger that's like 3 feet behind them.
Although, laser-guided raptors. That was weird.
I've fucked around with like a few laser pointers, and I've never hit my target on the first fucking press.
Right.
I always end up hitting a wall 3 feet to the side, and then you got to point to that thing.
Like,
this bitch is a fucking sniper with a friggin' laser pointer. Like, Chris Pratt.
We lost Seth.
There, but fucking Chris Pratt on a fucking motorcycle going through a door, and she tags him with a fucking first try on a friggin' laser pointer from behind her head.
On the move, perfectly done. Like, it's like, I can't remember they're the Mega Raptors or whatever the hell they're called, but the fact that if you hit something with this laser and the sound goes off, that's what it locks onto. So many lamps would be destroyed by these raptors.
Just friggin' oath.
Be like, oh fuck, that was a window. It just jumps to its death or something. Like,
could you imagine that just fuck around like a cat with a laser, but except it's raptors? God damn, I would have so much fun. Like, just get him chasing his laser around the yard.
Oh god, that would be the greatest way of fixing any kind of like outbreak of dinosaurs. Like, one guy with a pen laser, like, yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Like, guide the raptors back in the cage. But apart from that, it's definitely a what's the word? A handover movie, like the torch is being passed on. But it's weird because it's 3 movies in. It was like, because there's a scene where the old meets the new, and they have the fight and all that.
The whole scene
stuff.
where the new can't do anything without the old, and the old can't get through it without the new. So we all have to work together in different combinations to show that we can do everything together. Yeah. The old needs the new.
Yeah.
Right up until the end fight with like the T-Rex against the Megasaur fucking thing, and the other new dinosaur with the giant friggin' claws. Like,
the blind Therizinosaur.
Together.
Yeah.
Yay.
Huzzah. But that thing was actually terrifying. They have a Therizinosaur, which is the giant sloth motherfuckers. They have the sloth claw.
With giant fucking fingernail claws.
They're terrifying. Just the idea
That's just straight out of a freaking horror movie. Just drags them. What is the reason for those things?
Oh, I don't.
Other than to strike fear and stab shit. That's
apparently it's to yeet deer across an entire forest. Because at one point,
and for no reason, just like sniff. Oh, the deer's having a lovely fucking time. I'm gonna fuck its day up. Whack. Done.
Yeah.
Like,
but this thing is
God damn.
I don't know why it's blind either, but it's clearly blind because it's got like the grey eyes and everything. So the main character's like, oh, I have to be really quiet. It's like trying to crawl away and hide underwater and everything. And it was a really good scene. I loved that.
Oh, it was.
Oh, like,
you're straight thinking like, she's going to get stabbed. She's going to get fucked up. And then the head goes underwater. I'm thinking, there's crocs in that water, surely. Like, you got to add a bit more to it.
But
that scene was shot really well.
It was perfect. But just the whole smack the deer, you see it launch off. But it's a whole hand-over moment when they're at that tower. and trying to get into it, but it's like, oh, here, we're passing the torch to the new generation, and all I can imagine is thinking, I mean, we already had that, but thank you. We'll put that with the other one.
Movies ago.
Yeah, but it's good.
Every character recognizes every other character, and now we can get along perfectly.
But they also did what the remember what was the first one of the new Star Wars trilogy, Force Awakens,
something like that.
Yeah, whatever.
I've sort of blocked them out, but yeah.
Yeah, I know, repressed. But remember what they did, which was they basically did shot for shot certain points, whereas like the trench run and that kind of thing. They did the same kind of thing. They hit certain beats of the original Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Which I quite like.
Even like the last major dinosaur fight scene where the T-Rex walks past the circle thing and recreates the Jurassic Park logo perfectly. It's like, okay, they had to squeeze that in there somewhere.
Had to squeeze that in, but also the way they had the original shaving cream can.
Yeah. Which is that was a pretty cool throwback, and like
I love
and of course corporations are evil, so they make seeds and then they make like ancient fucking locusts to eat every other plant bar their seed. So of course there's the evil corporation that's like, no, we're perfectly great. We are going to help people. We're making medicine. We are destroying the world. And of course they've got the evil can from the first movie.
Sake. Yeah, it was so strange. It was like, oh, why are we doing this? Evil.
Why are we doing this? Shut up, or you're gonna lose the dinosaurs. Just keep your head down and do your stuff.
That and the main villain, I like that he just kept having like minor hissy fits.
Yeah, just like, cracking the shits for nothing.
Yeah, it was amazing. Like, I really enjoyed that movie way more than I should have. I think I was just like giggling entirely the way through. But
particularly if you just go switch your brain off and just, I want to watch dinosaurs, and that's it. That's all you need to go in with. Just dinosaurs.
Everyone's like, oh, was it Blue's going to be a big part of this? Like, no, Blue's there to be angry at things, and then
to again chuck a hissy fit and say, get him back, and then
bring me my child. As you know, I saw a great meme for it, which was that's my boy. Father, help! No, my boy. It was
all in all. I did thoroughly enjoy it.
It was fun. Like,
for a dinosaur trash movie, I really enjoyed it.
Like, it's got some really fun points, and of course it's kicking on the current theme of corporations bad, because corporations kind of suck, and they tried doing the whole optimistic thing at the end, which I don't know why, but it gave me vibes of Mass Effect 3.
Yeah,
or like
the blue, red, or green door after the update.
Oh, man. Actually,
either way, shit's gonna be fucking bad, but hey, pick a door.
Do you remember Better Off Ted, the TV show?
Yes.
Do you remember the corporate ads at the start of each episode?
Oh yeah.
That's what it reminded me of as well. It's like it's like weirdly trying to be inspirational. It was like, stop. I wanted post-apocalyptic dinosaur nonsense, and somehow we're now living in harmony with them. No, they're still eating people. Go fuck yourself.
Oh yeah. They are still very much the apex predator, and we're not. So live in harmony with that.
I still kind of want the just end of the world to happen for that. I was really kind of hoping the locusts would still fuck everything up and then having to deal with stuff.
Not just, okay, here's a gimme, we're just going to wipe these things out so we can hit a big reset switch for the next movie.
Yeah, there will be a next movie. I'm still going to watch it because,
Of course. Though I realised going into this that there was another movie before this that I hadn't watched. So I'm acquiring that at the moment.
Was that Extinction?
Possibly. I don't know the name of it, but I've got to track it down. Apparently it's in a house and they're selling dinosaurs or something.
Oh yeah, that's where that one ends up. Because remember the big scary dinosaur from the first reboot?
Yeah.
Yeah, they shrink.
The last one I watched, they were still in the park.
Yeah. So the next one is the park still... They go back to the park because the volcano is going to explode and kill all the dinos. So they're going get a few back. But they also, just for shits and giggles, took the giant hybrid thing they made and shrunk it down into a raptor size. Because, why not?
Why else wouldn't you want like a pocket apex predator? Sure.
Yeah.
Sounds perfectly reasonable.
It's a wonderful idea. But I just like the fact that, like, with the new one, the background stuff for it, like, you see the guys selling dinosaur kebabs. It's like, I love this. Because that's what would happen. It's like, there's these things that come back to life and are in the world. I'm going to eat it. It's mine. Tasty.
Yeah.
Tasty lizard.
All we want is freaking raptors with freaking laser beams attached to their freaking heads.
And we got it. It's amazing.
Absolutely. They don't have them strapped to their heads, but they're laser designated raptors.
Yeah, laser guided dinos is just the dumbest thing ever, but I love it so much. But also, Seth hasn't returned. He did drop out.
Yeah, he's a apparent internet failure, which is
that sounds fun.
Interesting.
We will continue anyway. What were we talking about next after dinosaurs? We got distracted there for a fair while.
Honestly don't know. I sort of got dinosaurs on the brain.
Yeah, no, it's kind of just stuck in there now, isn't it? It's like, what else are we talking about? There are other things apart from dinosaurs, but brain refuses to show them. Actually, upcoming games was one thing we were meant to talk about. Stray comes out soon. I am very keen for
I know that's 9th and next month off the top of my head.
Yeah. But I popped up my newsfeed again, which is like the bit where he's going through the underground, those little creepy things, trying to get on it and eat it. But
yeah, I
just love the idea of that game. Just a cat with a little robot friend going through a post-apocalyptic world with a bunch of robots around. Like, this is my jam. Give it to me now, please.
And even like the world around it, it's like that's what I pictured Cyberpunk would have been.
Yeah.
Like, never was. They've fixed their game a lot, but it still doesn't have that feel to it.
I am not going back to Cyberpunk until we get a decent like content patch. I think I did everything in that game. And
I'm
there was
currently going through it, and like everything that pops up, I'm just having a crack at it. And I hit the max rep or cool whatever it is, like by level 20, and I've just hit level 50, and now I don't know where I'm at. Just waiting for the next thing to pop up because I can't be asked doing the story.
Yeah, no, the story was not overly great. So, like, with Cyberpunk as well...
very short and meandering.
Yeah, it meanders a lot. But with Cyberpunk as well, there was a couple of things I swear that their dev teams weren't talking to each other. Because there is a... You know the boxing mini side quest? You can like punch people? One of those is in a place where you also have a separate mission where you go and kill everyone in that building.
Yep.
Including the boxer.
Yeah. I did those missions in the wrong order and it completely fucked it up.
Yeah,
and then I got the mission later on where I had to box Ozol and I didn't realise you can actually go through that without killing him, and then he'll give you some more shit instead of just like, well, I'm going to punch you in the nose, and then his head blew up and fuck.
I did that because it was funny.
So I've been gone due to technical difficulties. What the fuck did I just come back into?
We were talking about a lot of dinosaurs, and then that kind of meandered to Cyberpunk somehow.
Well, it went from there to Stray, and then from Stray to Cyberpunk.
All right, that makes sense.
We're back.
We got distracted by a shiny thing, and you know.
God, I left you guys alone for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, the herder was gone, therefore we were left rampant to go do what we wanted.
We were almost like a stray cat. Hey.
Yeah.
Look, I am very much.
See, we went full circle. It's fine.
Yeah.
Well, how about I try and drag us a little bit back on topic again?
That would be much appreciated, because I think we were both going, where next?
we're both very broken at the moment.
That's why we ended up on Stray and then Cyberpunk.
Our brains are not functioning correctly at the moment. It's like, oh god, no, there's 2 empty heads in the room. What do we do?
Not for brains.
I am brain good today.
So, let's get on to our TV shows for this week. Because, for once, Johndoe has actually watched Kenobi.
I knew there was something we were meant to talk about.
For once, Johndoe's watched Kenobi before we talk about it.
I know! It's a fucking miracle. I'm still behind on everything else, but I've watched this.
I'm assuming someone tranked him and just sat him there like Clockwork Orange style.
I watched the last 3 episodes in one go. Just, all right, it's on, we're watching.
That's actually not a bad way to watch that.
If they just dropped every series as, here's all the episodes, I could probably do it, not just, all right, now, wait. It's like, God damn it.
So
that's where I lose track of them.
So what did we think about this week's episode?
I enjoyed the shit out of it. Yeah. It was really good.
I think there were a few like ups and downs through the whole thing, but that last episode, particularly since it was like an hour long, not the half hour to 40-minute length for the other episodes, like actually felt like a finale. They actually tied it up pretty well.
Yeah.
And I was worried they were going to leave it on a cliffhanger, and they left room, like wiggle room there to do something else, but it's not something else is going to happen, which I'm glad about. Yeah.
Which is good. But I just like the fact that the fight between Vader and Kenobi was mint. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, absolutely.
But also, he was doing the Dark Souls strat.
Yeah.
He was dodge rolling everywhere.
That's a Jedi strategy, right?
Although fucking Vader doing his animu as fuck, like ground pound.
Yeah. I mean, it was countered by Kenobi just, mini gunning rocks at him for a while.
Oh yeah, just straight out the T-pose. Here are my rocks, motherfucker. And then Vader standing there, stop throwing rocks at me. Not even knocking him around, and belting him. He's like, stop, please. This is annoying.
Look,
you're just annoying me more.
I think look, we all went to the same university. We all have, similar backgrounds. We've learnt in, cinema and the whatnot. So, the one thing I really did notice that I thought was really cool, that some people I know noticed, but others didn't, was when he was having the final conversation with Kenobi, the shift in lighting.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really cool. When he's talking as Anakin, the light on his face is blue. When he's talking as Vader, it's red. It's little visual language stuff like that I really appreciate, and fuck Uni for teaching it to me.
I really liked how they dealt with the that whole thing, tying it up to the original movies as well, because one of the big things the fans always go on about is how Obi-Wan misleads Luke, saying Darth Vader killed your father. But they tie that up, basically, with Vader saying, you didn't kill Anakin, I did.
I did. So that I thought was a really good little bow on the top. It's they just closed that loophole by just that one little section. That was really cool.
The fact that the voice modular failing after the helmet's open, which for some reason every time Vader fights any Jedi in any point of the extended universe or anything, that section of helmet always disappears.
It's just almost like the actor needs screen time.
I mean, that's the fun thing, but I would have been fine with it, but at the same time, it's always that section. It's like that one part across the eye. It's like, it's never the right side.
He just needs one little sliver of thicker armor. That's all he needs.
Yeah. It would fix so many issues.
Get onto the Mandalorian, all he needs is 10 centimeters by about 30 centimeters, knock into a bit of an arch, staple it straight onto the end of the helmet, done.
Done.
He's got all the armor he needs.
Yeah. But it was the fun thing of it switching between James Earl Jones and Hayden Christensen's voice as the modulator failed. I really liked that. It was a really well done scene.
A couple of little things with it, lightsabers now having to pretty much be used as fucking batons to drop a fucking stormtrooper is one thing, but then it cuts through a fucking steel door like it's nothing. Yeah. Cuts through a barricade. It's okay, then, so they're still viable. What the fuck is Stormtrooper armor made out of?
Inconsistencies there are a bit strange.
Apparently it's lightsaber proof, but takes one shot and they're dead.
Well, in the extended universe, it was the reason they had shiny white suits was because if they got shot by a laser, it was meant to ping off one time before it warped the armor. But I can't see a lightsaber really doing that.
Then wouldn't it need to be fucking chrome mirror finish for it to do that? Because it would still absorb energy. Anyway, Star Wars physics.
Magic space physics.
Speaking of Star Wars physics, how the fuck does a third sister get from getting shot in the guts on a fucking floor to suddenly on fucking Tatooine?
How does Kenobi get there within 5 minutes?
I know. Like, I'm gonna warp and I've got plot speed. Yay! Yeah. But she's literally dying on the ground with nothing, and suddenly I'm here, I'm gonna chase a kid across a desert.
Well, I mean...
Although it was fun to watch Beru and Owen just taking on a Sith and doing okay.
He is such a bitch. Like, he's we need to run away. She's we knew this was gonna happen. Here's a gun. Let's deal with it.
I was so hoping that gun was gonna be a slug thrower.
So was I was looking at it and goddamn, that's a shotgun. This bitch is going to cop it in the face. And then, no.
That would have been great.
Why does no one in the Star Wars universe fucking aim?
Yeah.
Or set a trap. She's coming through a doorway. That might, or she's going to be in one spot. That might be a good place to hit her.
Yeah. I mean, that's why Mandalorians were so fucking useful. They used tactics. They realized slugs go through a lightsaber, and they aim. That's all it is. It
doesn't even need to be tactics. It's basic common fucking sense. Yeah. Let's kill this thing where we know it's going to be.
Oh, they can block projectiles?
In the open where it can move around.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's great. Like, there's a reason Mandalorians were like good. It's because they started thinking, like, we want to fuck up that guy? Cool. Fire. Fire fixes everything. Done. Why not? But it does explain why Kenobi fucks off into the Dune Sea.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay. Owen and Beru can actually hold their own against things. I don't have to sit here and stare at a child every 5 seconds. Cool, I'm going to go over there now.
Although I did
and Qui-Gon being sassy.
Yeah, I know, right? Bitch, I've been here the whole time. You just couldn't see me, cunt.
I just like the first time he sees her, it's like, took your time. It's like, sassy Qui-Gon.
Although I did like the final setup with Third Sister. I wasn't quite sure where they were going to take her character, and having her like go to murder Luke and then being like, oh crap, I am doing the thing that I have trauma for.
Yeah.
I should probably not do that.
PTSD activate.
Maybe I shouldn't be the bad guy that I want to get rid of.
Yeah. But it was fun. I want to know what happens to Third Sister, to be honest. Like, what does she do? Does she just fuck off?
She's got to pop up in another series somewhere, because like a major like semi-villain character just going away
doesn't really happen.
Yeah,
but yeah, no, it was worth watching, and they did Vader properly, which is what I'm happy about.
Yeah, like an actual terrifying Vader, like an unstoppable force.
He actually felt like the rumors made sense. Like, you watch the original movies and everything, and he seems pretty powerful because it's all mystique and that kind of thing.
But he does fuck all.
Yeah. But all the new stuff, like Rogue One or everything else, we get to see Vader just destroying things. Like, oh, that's why people are terrified of you. Okay, I get it now. It's not just you're tall and wearing black. Cool. But yes.
Okay.
What else was out this week?
So pretty much we all liked Kenobi. It wasn't bad. Good ending.
Yeah, it was a good watch.
The next thing was Orville, and they were doing a really joke light episode. Ooh, that got real heavy this week.
I haven't watched the new one yet, but it's I
won't spoil.
I'm not the only bad nerd.
I got distracted by shiny things, mostly like ghost hunting videos on YouTube.
It happens. I've been distracted by a fucking audiobook. So I've lost so much time. I've even been playing video games without the fucking sound on to listen to this bloody thing.
I mean, I've been down a YouTube hole where I found out what the difference between a road and a street is, and what the fuck a strode is. So, can't really defend myself.
Sounds interesting. I might actually look for that.
Do you want to know what the difference is between a street, a road, and what a strode is?
I thoroughly would.
It sounds interesting. Go for it.
Okay, so...
tonight on Facts with Seth.
Man, I know a lot of really dumb facts because I really love that sort of content.
Me too.
A street is essentially a road that has multiple stops, multiple entrances. Cars are generally going low speed, and it is generally considered to likely contain multiple forms of traffic, like cars and people. A road is not what most people think of as a road. A road is what most people think of as a highway. It is multi-lane, cars going high speed with minimal stopping. The idea being that the car should never dip too low, and then you should have like soft ons and offs to minimize decrease in speed. A strode is a multi-lane piece of road that has a reasonably high speed and isn't expecting to share the road with pedestrians, but has lots of stops and entrances and exits to the road. That's what a strode is.
So like the main roads through Sydney.
Main roads fucking street, like everywhere. House facing. Yeah.
So the main roads in most towns are actually stroads.
Yes.
Huh.
Well, the main drag and like the main in and outlet of a town, everything else would be a street.
Yeah.
I wonder if really interesting.
I know, right? Because I was watching this video about a dude complaining about how
quite pleased with that fact.
I was watching this video with this dude who was just complaining about how he's an engineer and he fucking hates stroads because they're not useful. They don't enhance the usage of the streets for anybody, and the cars aren't going fast enough to make use of the fact that they're a fucking car.
Yeah.
There you go.
For some strange reason, I like watching Biffa plays on fucking YouTube. He does like city building fucking things, and people send him their fucking map they've made, and he goes through and just fixes the traffic on it. Yes. And oh my god, it's addicting to watch. It's like, oh, here we've got a high build up. Yeah, we're going to put a roundabout, and this is how we're going to set the whole thing up. And god damn, I've sunk hours into that trash. I've seen his stuff
before, and it's weirdly satisfying to watch.
For a game that I am horrible at playing, I've seen it gone, I can do that. I'm going to play it. I am horrible at that game. I end up with just killing everybody.
Yeah.
But goddamn, it is satisfying to watch.
Look, I can link you this dude. He's an engineer in, like, I think it's Denmark. And
please do.
He loves critiquing. Well, I think he lives in the States now, but he loves Denmark because they've got a lot of good traffic design. Like, they're like, one of the things they do is, like, you know, the crosswalks? They're on a timer. And it's based on whether or not there is people there. So it can be like, 45 seconds for it to loop around to the pedestrian again. Oh, but there's no car and a pedestrian waiting. We're just going to cut that back down to 5 seconds and go.
Nice. I like that.
So it's
but that would take competent city planners.
I know, right?
We don't have any of those. Shit.
So we have to go to Denmark and kidnap their city planners. Just bring them back.
Yeah, I'll link it through to you. It's weirdly fascinating. I've even watched this.
Please do. I'm thoroughly interested in
There's a dude I watched who basically went through trying to explain why Americans don't have kettles. And the original...
See, that's just stupid.
The original premise was...
Why would you not have a kettle?
Sorry, they have kettles. They don't have the electric kettles that Australians have on all their counters.
They have stovetoppy ones.
Yes, and he was trying to talk about why.
Why?
So originally the idea that most people would say is because they have 120 power instead of 240, it takes longer. It doesn't. It takes about half as long. The actual reason that he gave, and it actually makes sense to me, is Americans don't drink tea.
Yeah. They really make cold tea. They don't make hot tea.
Or they drink coffee, and coffee...
That's done my fucking head in. I've had a few American backpackers that come through doing like vintages and shit, and they fucking microwave cups of water. You can superheat that shit. That shit will explode in your fucking face, you dumbass.
That seems illegal to me. Like, that hurts me.
That's just horrible. Get a fucking kettle. Boil your fucking water.
Americans don't tend to have kettles. They have... microwave, so they do that sort of thing in a microwave. They don't.
That is the most American thing ever.
I know, right?
It's like I've even watched them fucking microwave a whole egg to cook it.
Yep.
Like that fucking thing will explode. Like
It'll take people with it. Like, actually, random fun fact as well, because we're talking about tea and Americans. So you know how the Boston Tea Party throwing all the tea in the ocean, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I eventually looked into it to see, like, why was this such a big thing? Turns out, what was in there, like, we use tea bags, because, that's how it works. They used bricks of condensed tea, to the point where one of these things could last a family 10 years. And they're like a chocolate bar size. So what they threw in there was generations worth of tea. It was a lot of fucking tea. To the point where it could literally, they dumped it all in, it would have turned that bay into a giant cuppa.
Well, that would have been fucking awesome. The salty cuppa, that would have been odd. But the invention of the tea bag was a complete accident. The bloke wanted to give out samples of his tea to people. So to do that, he put it in to a little baggie, which he tied up with a bit of string. And when people received them, instead of tipping out the baggie into their normal little tea strainer, they thought, oh, it's already in a little bag. I might dunk it in here. And the tea bag was born. People going, oh my god, this is so much fucking easier.
We are full of dumb facts today.
That's great. Oh yeah.
Also, the Wrigley's fucking chewing gum. That company went through like a dozen other products before that, and the company founder always decided that when you give someone something, you should always give them a little extra free so they think they've got a little reward with it. Yeah. And he went through a dozen products, and every time he gave something away free with it, the free thing became more popular than the product. So then he went selling that and gave him something else for free. Right up to the point where he started giving away chewing gum. And then that became massively fucking popular. And so to advertise his chewing gum, he literally went out and bought phone books for every state and sent a stick of chewing gum to everyone in the country.
Oh, that's a marketing campaign.
Everyone in their mailbox got a stick of chewing gum. It's like, fuck, that was good. I got a stick for free. Holy shit. And then the country blew up from there. And he started with, I think it was 6 flavors, and it's been knocked down to 2. The PK chewing gum and juicy fruit.
Oh,
so like spearmint and juicy fruit, and that's it.
Yeah. Although I guarantee he was hunted down and murdered by janitors within 10 years of that happening.
Oh yeah, guarantee it. Anyone who has to scrape gum is like, fuck you.
Look, just imagine one of them walking by and just sees him one day. He's like, I will end you. Just like not stopping the car when he's crossing the road. Like, the same way, if I ever see Frank Walker in person, I'm going to slap him. That would happen to him. With I'll find a tile and slap him with it.
I hear he sells them, so it shouldn't be that hard.
Problem is, if I ever need tiles, my brain goes, there's national tiles. It works as a marketing campaign, but by God, do I hate that man.
I know, right? Anyway, so to get us back on topic again, good episode of Orville. It's a bit political, but it's very well done. Seth MacFarlane shows he's good at writing TV shows. Next up was The Boys. That was a fucking episode.
The name of it is called Herogasm, and it's a mint episode. Like, oh god, it was fun.
We're in the spoiler section, so we can talk about it. So Dan, it's the episode's called Herogasm because the heroes go to Herogasm, which is a giant orgy of superheroes.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Great. Because was that the season final, or is there more coming?
I think there's 2 more episodes in the season.
It's some kind of final.
Oh, yeah, no. Oh, the greatest thing is when MM opens a door and just gets fucking fire hosed.
So, a dude bumps him, and, something gets on his cloak, on his jacket. Yeah. So he's looking for the bathroom, just opens the door, and then shotgun blast.
Oh, man. The great thing, though, is, we finally get the fight with Homelander between him and, Butcher. Because Butcher has very similar powers to Homelander when he's amped up on V. He just doesn't have flight, I think, is the main thing.
He's just got the laser eyes.
Yeah, but it's Soldier Boy, Butcher, and Huey fucking up Homelander. And it's great because he runs away like a little bitch.
I am looking forward to the next episode because you just had a bunch of guys who normally would be below notice to Homelander make a god feel mortal.
Yeah.
And then you tag
it. They humbled him.
And then you tag it with the stuff that Starlight does after that, which basically will just tear down his image and Vought. It's just like, dude, fuck. Oh, the next episode's going to be a bloodbath.
It's going to be really fun, but I'm keen. But there was other stuff in that episode that was actually really interesting as well. But my brain was taken up by mostly that fight.
I mean, that's the culmination of the whole episode. The whole episode is building to this one encounter, and it is fucking good.
Oh yeah, it's definitely worth a watch. Like, it's amping up, and I'm really keen for more.
And I think there's one more thing we wanted to mention this week before we wrap things up. Because we haven't talked about it. As far as I know, I don't think we've mentioned it, or we may have, like, in passing mentioned it, but I've been watching Star Trek Strange New Lands, like, every week, and it's really good.
We've mentioned it in passing, but we've never actually gone in depth for it.
I mean, like, I don't want to do like a season breakdown because there's a whole bunch of episodes out, but like it's really good if you're a bit of an old Trekkie like me and you weren't into Discovery. This is good. Like, this feels like someone who wanted to do some kind of newer feeling Trek, but really wanted to still make good Star Trek. It
really goes back to doing the old school stuff of Star Trek, which is First Contacts, as well as the whole moral quandaries, where it's like, because at one point, like the whole murdering a child for the sake of everyone kind of thing, and just making Pike watch. Why did they make Pike watch?
So they could have the scene afterwards where he was indignant about it.
Yeah, that's true. But it's really good. It hits all the notes that old Trek used to hit, but it's been updated for graphics and everything else, and it's all pretty and shiny.
I mean, the most recent episode was actually. I do have one thing I want to say about the newest episode. So, I mean, we're in the spoiler section, so I'm going to talk about it. The newest episode, one of the characters, he's keeping his child in a pattern buffer for a transporter, so she doesn't die. She's got a incurable disease,
chronic illness thing.
This
space disease that is unnamed.
Whole episode, the most recent one, is all about Nebula, which has sentience, which taps into her mind to create a physical representation of the story that she's read, that her dad's been reading her with all the crew of the ship. A couple of them, including her dad, know what's going on and know it's not real, but it's kind of here or there as far as the plot of the story of the episode goes, because it all culminates in he has to let her go. His daughter will become one with the Nebula and essentially become immortal, but he won't be able to see her anymore because she'll be part of this Nebula. He has to essentially let her move on, die, whatever quantification you want. And it all happens, and it's this really, really well done moment where he explains to her why she has to be let go, and so on and so forth, and then she goes. 2 seconds later, she comes back having quote-unquote lived 1,000 years and this sort of thing, and tells him she's fine. And it's all good. Have a good one. Move on, Dad. I have. It's like, I understand that the Star Trek, particularly this one, really wants to have that hopeful ending to episodes, but really the only bite the episode had was giving up his child, and they undid it.
Yeah, they immediately undid what they had just done, which was a bit of a weird one to me. Like, if you just stopped the episode slightly earlier, it would have been fine.
It's just because it's so strong. Like, they've done this whole episode building up to this moment, and
they don't have to have a happy ending.
Yeah.
Like, you can end on an ending that's like, oh, fuck.
I wouldn't necessarily say it was
sometimes
sad.
The best endings end up that way.
It's just a little melancholy, like, he knows that she'll live. It's not like he's not like she's like lying on a hospital bed dying. It's like, no, she will live on and never suffer again. That is,
there isn't even a body. It
doesn't have to be a happy ending for happy ending's sake.
Yeah. Like, there wasn't even a body. She gets turned into light and goes out the window, like that kind of thing. So it wasn't even like, oh no, there's a child body here. I have to have a funeral. It's like, done.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like, lol jokes, torturing your kid forever, off we go. It was just like, it was a nice thing. And it's like, at the end, no, you made the correct decision. Good on you. It's like, no, you could have dealt with that later.
Look, just leaving it hang I think would have let him process this, the idea for the audience as well, that like he's made a tough choice. Having someone immediately go, yes, correct choice, gold star, kind of ruins it. Still good episode.
Also, they name great episode. Also, they named the Nebula Deborah.
Yeah.
They give it a very human name because like the little girl names the Nebula after her mother. It's like, oh, it's me and Debbie. He's like, wait, what? You named a nebula Debbie? I mean, sure, but...
It's the
Come
Debula.
on, really? Oh, God. That hurt me.
And
Why?
on that horrible pun, I think we're done for the week.
We'll end strong on that pun. Jesus Christ.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
Have a good one.
Too bad. See ya.